So let us start our discussion on exchange rate system, module 1. Now everybody know that what is exchange rate. Exchange rate means rate at which one country's currency is exchanged for another country's currency. Meaning of exchange rate means what? Rate at which one country's currency, rate at which one country's currency is exchanged for another country's currency. Exchange rate means rate at which one country's currency is exchanged for another country's currency. In foreign exchange model, we have already discussed that when we will say $1 USD is equal to rupees 75 INR, Indian rupees, means this is the exchange rate between two countries' currency. It is known as exchange rate, rate at which you can buy or sell. Exchange means buy or sell one country's currency for another country in terms of another country's currency. It is called as exchange rate. Now, there are two systems of exchange rate. Okay, broadly two important exchange rate system. One is the fixed exchange rate system, and another is the flexible exchange rate system. So, exchange rate system can be broadly classified into two important categories, two important types. Okay, there are two important exchange rate systems prevalent in the international economics, finance. You can say one is the fixed exchange rate system, and another is the flexible exchange rate system. Okay. Let us first understand what is the fixed exchange rate system. Fixed exchange rate system. Fixed exchange rate system is also called as stable exchange rate system. So what you can call fixed exchange rate system, it is also called as a stable exchange rate system. Clear? Or pegged exchange rate system. So fixed exchange rate, you can call it as a stable or pegged exchange rate system. So under this system, exchange rate of country agree to keep their currency at a fixed or pegged exchange rate. For example, if a country is following fixed exchange rate system, its currency exchange rate will remain unchanged for some period of time. For example, suppose if India is following fixed exchange rate system, it will fix the rate of dollar. That is one USD is equal to rupees 65, for example. This will be fixed by some authority, government or some central bank, etc. This will be fixed for some period of time. It will not change only. Okay. Normally, what happens? Exchange rate keeps on changing on frequent basis, daily basis, or some regular frequency. It keeps on changing. But if some countries adopting fixed exchange rate system, exchange rate will not be determined by demand and supply or other factors. It will be fixed by some authority, central government or central banks, etc. Like that authority will fix the exchange rate. Such a type of exchange rate system followed is known as fixed exchange rate. Or you can see stable. Stable means which will remain same for some period of time. It will not change only. If such type of exchange rate system is followed, it is called as fixed exchange rate system, stable exchange or pegged exchange rate system. Okay, they will be fixing their currency's exchange rate. Okay, this will be done by some authority. central government, central bank, etc. It will not be determined by demand and supply factor. Such type of exchange rate is called as fixed exchange rate system. Okay. And in earlier times, there was a system which was known as gold standard system. Okay, actually these are all not prevalent nowadays. Nowadays, mostly it will be flexible exchange rate system only. We will come to that discussion. So under gold standard system, this was a very old practice. So that system was known as a gold standard. In this system, what happened is that currency's value were fixed in terms of gold. Okay, so currency's value were fixed in terms of gold and exchange rate fluctuated within a very narrow level. So gold standard system was a type of fixed exchange rate system. So right and keep gold standard exchange rate system was categorized, you can call it as fixed exchange rate system. Okay. Because in gold standard, currencies were valued on basis of gold. Okay. And exchange rate fluctuated within very narrow limit. Okay. It was called as a very rigid version of fixed foreign exchange rate. So gold standard comes under fixed exchange rate system. And see, it prevailed till First World War only. So that's why we told no already this is a old practice. Nowadays, these systems are not followed by any countries. Okay, since this gold standard prevailed only till First World War. Okay, in this system, what used to happen is that currencies were valued in terms of gold, and it was a very rigid version of fixed foreign exchange rate system. And this practice prevailed till First World War only. Nowadays, this gold standard, etc., is not applicable or not followed by any country. Now, what will be the advantage of some countries following fixed exchange rate system? What was the advantage of fixed exchange rate system? Just now we have understood that in fixed exchange rate system, there will be no daily change in currency value. Okay, so one of the most important advantage which can be ensured by fixed exchange rate system is stability, certainty, and confidence, which promote international trade. So if fixed exchange rate system is there, investors or those person doing foreign trade will be assured. No, there will be no much change in the going to take place in the foreign currencies because it will be fixed for some particular period of time by the authorities. So there will be stability in currency, certainty will be there, and confidence will also be there. Okay, because trading partners that is know how much they are going to receive or how much they will be paid because it will be fixed. For some period of time, it will not going to change. So you can be assured that you will be paying this much only or you will be receiving this much amount with certainty. But in current flexible system, what happens? It keeps on changing on daily basis. Okay, that's why there are various techniques also to reduce the risk. Hedging techniques we have seen. No? So in fixed exchange rate system, such type of difficulties was not there because exchange rate was fixed only. So there will be no much risk of variation. So hedging techniques, etc., is not required. It is required in current flexible exchange rate system. So in case of flexible exchange rate system, picture doesn't become clear. Okay, if flexible exchange rate system is there, this picture will not be clear. Okay, because if you will export good today and you will receive payment after 3 months, we cannot know what will be the rate, actual rate after 3 months in flexible exchange rate system. But in fixed exchange rate system, it will be fixed only. Much change will not take place. So that is the one of the advantage of fixed exchange rate system. Okay, and there is no danger of speculation in future. There will be no ups and downs in foreign exchange rate. So much change will not take place in foreign exchange rate in fixed exchange rate system. So there will be no chance of speculation. Okay. So it will bring about internal economic stabilization will be there because much variation will not be there. It will encourage long-term investment in capital markets. because investors will be assured that this much they will pay or receive in fixed exchange rate system. So fixed exchange rate system suits to underdeveloped countries. Okay. Advanced nations follow flexible exchange rate. So they are telling that fixed exchange rate system is suiting underdeveloped countries basically because these countries depend on foreign loans and foreign capital. So if they keep the stable exchange rate, what will happen? It will help in promoting international borrowing, lending, etc. Okay, and foreign investors will be attracted because they know that stable rate will be there. So there will be no much variation and loss will not take place. So for that purpose, underdeveloped economies can keep fixed exchange rate system. Okay, the economic development of underdeveloped countries get retarded due to speculation about appreciation or depreciation in currency. So underdeveloped countries can keep fixed exchange rate system. So there will be no much variation and speculation will not be there in the currency, and it will attract foreign investments to their countries. Understood this much, everybody? Now another system which is popular nowadays in exchange rate system is flexible exchange rate system. Flexible exchange rate system means here exchange rate will not be determined by any authority. Okay, exchange rate will be freely determined by twin market force of demand and supply. So in economics, we have studied that price of the commodity will be depending upon demand and supply of for that commodity. If demand is more and supply is less, rate will increase. Okay, in other ways, supply is more and demand is less, price will fall. Okay, so increase in demand will lead to increase in price, and increase in supply will lead to decrease in price. Similar logic will apply to foreign exchange also. So here you have to treat foreign exchange as a commodity, like any other commodity. Price of the foreign exchange, that is rate of currency, will be determined on twin market force of demand and supply. Okay, suppose if demand for particular currency is more, for example, US dollar, price of that will increase. US dollar demand is more than rate will increase for US dollar. So other way, if inflow is more, price will be reduced. So in flexible exchange rate system, there will be no authority, intermediary will not be there, authority will not be there, who will fix the exchange rate. It will be freely determined on frequent basis, daily basis or some regular frequency based on the market demand and supply for that foreign currency. Exchange rate will be determined. Okay, so foreign exchange rate goes on fluctuating. Here in flexible exchange rate system, it will go fluctuating as per the fluctuations in demand and supply for that currency. Okay, under this system, the foreign exchange rates are allowed to fluctuate freely based on the free economics, that is based on demand and supply factor. See, when fixed exchange rate system was relegated to the background, because just now we understood that fixed exchange rate system is now not popular. Now all the countries mostly adopt this flexible exchange rate system. Okay, because flexible exchange rate system will give the true price of that currency because it is determined on based of demand and supply. There will be no interference by any authority. So it will give the correct position of the country's currency position, and its exchange rate will be determined freely. Okay. So as to understand it, desirable to understand the purchasing power parity theory, which we have already discussed. Purchasing power parity theory means what? What is meaning of purchasing power parity?